Pooh so mad cause he can do it like me. Pooh stay mad cause he sippin' that tea. Pooh so mad can't get it like me. Wanna ride out with lovely. When you see me coming to the DKUs, you won't lit and you know what we're talking about. When you see me coming, step in, step out. When you see me, we gon' run our mile. At the DKUs, that's for sure. You see me coming and I'm coming back for more. When you see me and I see you, we at the gears I we do. Alright y'all, let's get into it. I want to know, how do you cook your chicken? Your fried chicken. How do you fry chicken? Okay, that's what we're about to get into today. So this is for the people who don't know how to cook. Okay, you at least can cook you something and fry some chicken by the end of this video. Okay, but despite that, I want you to comment down below, how do you fry your chicken? Okay, and I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of people do their chicken different ways. Some people use eggs. Some people don't use eggs. Some people just do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do and go over the simple techniques of how I fry my chicken. It's very, very simple, and you will see the 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 ingredients that I use to fry chicken. Very simple, very short and sweet. And by end of this video, you will know how to fry chicken, but we also will be discussing how you fry your chicken in the comments, and we will also discover how I fry my chicken. And does it be good? Yes, it's very, very good. And it's very, very, very simple. Okay, so first of all, when I fry my chicken, I don't use eggs. Okay, when I fry my chicken, I do usually wash my chicken off, even though they do say don't wash it off, because it just leaves contamination in your sink and everything. But yeah, I normally like water. If you got lemon or some vinegar or something like that to put in your water, that's really beneficial to get it clean. Or some people just rub it with lemon, so to stop the contamination. If you just worry about contamination, you can just kind of go over it with vinegar, lemon and stuff like that, or lemon water. All right, so yeah, so once the chicken is clean, I usually get a bag. Those Walmart bags do come in handy, but you can definitely do a Ziploc bag or something like that. Usually I do wet the chicken though, because when I clean it, because that's what's gonna hold the flour to my chicken. Okay, so what I do is I put a little bit of flour in my bag, or you can put it in a bowl or whatever you have, just a container to hold your chicken. If you're using a bag, of course you can throw it away when you're done. But I have reused flour. That may be crazy, but I'll just put it in like the fridge or whatever if I know I'm gonna be cooking that chicken flour later on. Later. So what I do is, you can either season your flour with the seasoning, but you don't have to. Comment down below what seasoning do you use to flour your chicken. To season your chicken. Me, I usually do like a Cajun season or seasonal, garlic, salt, onion, salt, garlic, pepper, something like that. But to keep it simple, you can do all-purpose seasoning. Maybe like a little garlic powder or something like that. But you just can use whatever seasonings you want. If you want a little spice, a little kick to it, you can put a little cayenne or whatever in it. So what I normally do is, once it's wet, I'll season it with seasons or whatever. It's not too wet. It's like, let it drip a little bit. And then you put your seasonings on there. But sometimes if it's too wet, the seasoning will come off your chicken. And then I put it in the flour bag. And I normally don't really season my flour if I season my chicken, but you definitely can, because some people like that. And then I just shake up my bag or my bowl that my chicken is in, and the flour sticks to it and it is coated. Now, Then I just have me some hot grease going. And a way to test if your grease is hot, you need to let it at least heat up about a minute. And then you can just put a little water on your finger, drop, and just drop, just hold your finger over the water, and you should see a pop or a bubble appear, to let you know that the water has come in contact with the grease and it's ready to put the chicken in. So then I just, have my chicken in my container or bag, and I just begin to hold it by the piece and or you can use tongue because it will pop a lot of times. The grease will pop back if you want to use tongues or gloves. But usually I just use bare hand, and I'll just drop a piece, about 5 or 6 pieces, in my grease pot or pan. And I'll let it cook on that side for a good couple minutes, 2 to 4 minutes. You'll start seeing like brown come around the chicken, and that's a good indication that the chicken is cooking. But don't let it get too brown. And then you'll see some blood usually coming from the chicken, like you'll see a little bit coming out the bones or whatever as it fries. That's perfectly normal. Don't be alarmed. So then after that, like 3 to 4 minutes, once you see like it's starting to get brown, don't have your chicken on too high. Like I would start like on 6 or 7 if you have electric, or just like medium heat if you have, medium heat. I wouldn't go too hot first off, okay? Then of course you flip the chicken on the other side as it browns on the other side. And you wait, your 3 to 4 minutes. Then you'll usually hear a different sound in the grease popping to let you know, for me, when it's really done. It'll be real high when you first put it in, but as it cooks and it's ready to be getting ready to come out, you will start hearing it pops and sizzles a lot less. And you will start to smell the aroma of the chicken. Now, to know if it's done, you usually get a fork or something and pierce it and pull a little bit to open up to see if you see any blood leaking. Because in order it to be done, you shouldn't see any red, you shouldn't see any blood. That will be cooked out, okay? If it's bleeding, that means it's not done. You might need to flip it again or whatever. Definitely leave it in. And then I usually have a plate or a bowl with some paper towels and, something to catch the grease. And as soon as I see that it's ready to be taken out, I don't see any red, I just see white meat, I will, kind of shake the chicken off or put it in a drainer, and then let it sit a little bit to drain a little bit out, and then I will dump it into the bowl with the paper towel so it can dry off. So very simple: water, hot grease, seasoning, flour in a bag, and chicken. That's it. That's how I do my chicken, and boom, it's done. And it tastes good. It tastes amazing every time. Now, if you want that church chicken crust and the KFC crust, a lot of them do double bread. They'll use like buttermilk, they'll use like eggs, and they'll just dip multiple times, okay? Now, you probably could double dip the water and flour, but I just do one dip. Once I rinse it off, I just dump it in there, the flour, and shake. Very simple, very easy to do. And then I'll be looking at these people and I'll be like, they do all this to make some chicken? Because they'll, like I said, they'll put it in egg, they'll put it in milk, they repeat, so I'm put it in breadcrumbs. So that's why I wanted to know, like, how do you make your chicken? Let me know down below, because it's really not that hard. It's really not that simple. And my heart goes out to those people who cannot cook. It's because I feel like if you can cook chicken, like, you can get by, and you can, that's a basis on how to cook pork chops or anything you have to fry, because even fries is basically kind of the same way. Besides, you don't need flour for fries, but you do need it if you're cooking, frying a pork chop. You do it the same way you would do chicken. So, in ground beef, you don't need flour. You just put it in a pan and it heats itself. But you do need seasoning, because everything to get the flavor, you do need seasoning. So I want to start y'all on being able to cook. So if you go into a dinner or party or something, they say bring something, at least you'll have something in the game. Seasoning is key. Don't over season or over salt, because it'll be salty. I rarely use salt, but I'm starting to try to do it a little bit more. But I use a little bit, especially if you put in the season on, like whether it's a Cajun season or what, because it's also good for chicken or whatever. So that's all the simple ingredients that I do to make my chicken. I would love to know how you make yours, and also if you do try my way, which is a simple way, you may have to repeat this to hear it again. Let me know how it turned out for you, because for me, I've been doing it for years. That's how I saw my mama make the chicken. Of course, she had a black iron skillet, which are some of the best to cook with, and I have not bought me one yet, but I said I was gonna give me a cast iron skillet to fry in. And sometimes you can use a deep fryer as well. It does the same thing, as long as it's hot grease. All right, happy
I'm
holidays or
sorry,
whatever.
but
Talk to
I
you later.
gotta go
Bye.
right now. We come to you, but I gotta go right now. You're still my friend, but you gotta come again. Still a long time with me, friend. Until next time, stay a little, stay alive. Until next time, stay such a guy.